Hi, this is Jamie Gersha on Sunday, April 5th at 5:59 p.m. and I'm doing a video on the life cycle of a skin cell, which I am not sure that I understand the directions too well to because I went to the life cycle of a cell. But if we're talking about the life cycle of a skin cell, the life cycle of a skin cell usually lasts anywhere from 28 to 30 days. It is composed of, the skin layers are composed of the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous. If we were to look at the epidermis, the top layer, or the stratum corneum, is the one that has dead skin cells in it, but provides us with some sort of protection as far as having keratin in it and giving us the life cycle of the cell. Since the bottom level of the epidermis is the basal, or the stratum germinativum, which actually has the basal cells doing mitosis and forming new skin cells to take up through as the other keratinocyte cells slough off or are dead and need to be reproduced. Also at the basal level, I call it the basal level, but the stratum germinativum level is where we have the melanocytes, which give us our skin color and allow us through DNA and genetics to know how dark or light our skin will be and how healthy it'll be and how quickly it'll burn. Those are one cellular organisms in this layer. The other layer that's up, I'm going from bottom to top, is the stratus spinosum, which is the spiny, irregularly shaped cells. The stratus spinosum is an important layer because within the stratus spinosum, we have what's called, I'm looking at my book here to make sure I have it correct, the intercellular connections of the desmosomes that are spiny interconnections, which cause it to be a tight connection. Also within this layer we have Langerhans cells, which basically identify any type of foreign object, which is called an antigen, and immediately calls out to our T cells or our immune system and says, we need to fight this or it's okay. If it's a foreign substance that's bacteria or viral, it can be dangerous to the system, so then the T cells and the immune response kicks in thanks to the Langerhans cells, and will fix it. After that, the next layer above that is where protection begins at the stratum granulosum. The stratum granulosum is where the actual process of keratinization begins. And this is where the skin starts to become a little bit more densely packed. Not as dense as the last two layers that I said, but it has granules in it that are filled with interlocked cells filled with keratin fibers. And it's where it starts to shed off the dying cells that happen in the life of a skin cell. After that, you have the stratum lucidum, which is the thickest layer because this part of our skin cell has whorls or what's our fingerprints and our footprints, epidermal ridges, that provide the traction we need to be able to function and not slip slide away throughout our day. Also, it allows us to hold a cup. It allows us and not have it slip right through our hands because we have no traction there. And it is a transparent layer between the stratum corneum and the stratum granulosum. Finally, the uttermost top layer is the stratum corneum, which is where squamous cells, and we see keratinocytes first. It's the toughest layer of the epidermis. It's where keratinization, which is the transferring of living cells into dead cells, dead protein cells, starts to occur. It also has something called desmosomes, which are intercellular connections that make this layer water resistant. The squamous cells within this area actually help to protect the layers below the stratum corneum, which we've already discussed. So I think that gives us the life cycle of a skin cell. If this is not what you want, and you want the life cycle of a cell, which is completely different and is found on page 122 of the book, please let me know. If not, thank you. Have a wonderful day. And it is now 6:07. Thanks so much. Bye.